I'm Lieutenant Scott Franklin, PIO for the Lawrence Police Department. Today with me is Lead Investigator J.C. Brewington, Captain Heath Copeland, our Victims Advocate, Amanda Veal, sorry, and Detective Ben Gallo. I'm going to start with a brief statement. Also, Amika Thomas from the District 55 is here also. She'll have a statement after I read mine. This morning around 7:50 a.m., a faculty member of the Lawrence Elementary School observed what appeared to be a small frame handgun on the seat of a student's desk. The faculty member then immediately notified school administration and the school resource officer, who then took possession of the firearm. There was never a threat made toward any other students or staff, and due to the quick action by faculty and school resource officer Ted Richardson, this incident was contained to one classroom and no lockdown needed to be declared. The student that brought the gun was then taken from the class, and the investigation began from there on where, how, when, and why the student came to be in possession of the gun. That part of the investigation is still ongoing. However, it was quickly learned that the student found the gun at his grandfather's residence, and that individual, identified as Kaleem Abdul Alawajid of Lawrence, has now been arrested and charged with unlawful conduct toward a child. Mr. Alawajid will have a bond hearing tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The Lawrence Police Department commends the staff of Lawrence Elementary for their quick action in this matter, and it is because of the excellent working relationship that the Lawrence Police Department and the District 55 have that this very serious situation was handled quickly and in a professional manner with no injuries or further incident. The Lawrence Police Department understands and appreciates that parents, rightfully, have a great concern in situations such as this, and we at the Lawrence Police Department want you to please be assured that we strive to maintain the highest level of professionalism, and to that end, our officers are well trained to handle situations such as today's incident. We acknowledge that our children are of the utmost importance to us, and their safety is paramount in any situation such as this one. We encourage parents to take proper precautions by securing any firearms in the home, and to have conversations with your children about proper safety and the use of firearms, and to maintain an open dialogue with the child about safety and any concerns that they may have. And remember, prevention begins at home. I'll now give the podium to Amika Thomas, the Superintendent of District 55.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Amika Thomas, Superintendent for Lawrence County School District 55. District officials were alerted to a situation involving the discovery of a loaded handgun in one of the district's elementary schools this morning. A staff member at Lawrence Elementary School discovered a loaded handgun in a classroom. The employee acted according to protocol in swiftly alerting school officials. The school resource officer responded immediately, and additional law enforcement presence was at the school within a matter of minutes. We recognize the seriousness of this incident, and we're thankful that no physical injuries occurred. Please be assured that your school district is working diligently to enhance safety protocols to deter this type of incident from happening again in the future in our school district. We're following the district's discipline code. The student was removed from the school, and there will be a discipline hearing process. Lawrence County School District 55 takes the safety of our students and staff very seriously. As always, we ask you to partner with your child's school to help ensure our schools are as safe as possible. Parents are encouraged to check backpacks daily, to have conversations with their child, and to be cognizant of securing anything in the home that could result in this type of incident. As always, we ask you to partner with your child's school to help ensure our schools are as safe as possible. If you have any concerns, please share them with your child's teacher, principal, or school counselor. Together, we can ensure that the learning environment in our schools remains safe. Thank you.
We'll take a couple of questions this time, if you have any.
I have a question for Dr. Thomas. You guys your teacher acted accordingly, acted by protocol. Can you just speak to, how well your teachers, your administration, your school resource officer acted, and, how they may have prevented a situation from potentially ending a lot worse?
Yes, the staff member was definitely very diligent and followed all of the safety protocols that we have in place for the district. So they acted appropriately, contacted the school administrators immediately, and so the process was followed completely by that staff member, which alleviated anything that could have happened that could have caused additional harm. So we were very thankful for the decisions that were made, for following the protocols that are in place, and for everyone at the school acting appropriately to make sure that we kept the safety at the forefront for our students and staff.
Couple things. Can you identify the age range or grade range of the student? And what, not always, parents aren't always charged or guardians aren't always charged in these situations. What makes this case different, and did the case in Michigan have anything to do with that?
As far as the age of the student, I'll leave that to Dr. Thomas, but as far as the charges, we decided on Detective Brewington, I think, worked really closely with the solicitor's office, and he can speak to how they came to that conclusion on that particular charge. JC?
Yeah, we presented the case to Mr. Stumbo and threw some ideas about, and we decided it was the grandpa. He actually had the responsibility to secure that weapon, and his negligence is how the child ended up at the school with the weapon. As far as the case in Michigan, no, it didn't have anything to do with it.
Was there any threat with the gun, or was it
No,
just simply show and tell sort of thing?
Yeah, that's the word I would use. It was. I'll go ahead and tell you, he wanted to shoot zombies. It had nothing to do with threat or anything like that. He wanted to shoot zombies at school, which shows the mentality of the child.
Okay.
Going off that question for Lieutenant Franklin, if you guys wouldn't mind maybe swapping spots so
Sure.
you're at the mic. Kind of going off of that, we unfortunately in the upstate have seen a number of cases with, mostly older students bringing guns to school in the car, in the backpack. What does this say about, the need for, families at home and also, schools to all work in conjunction to make sure this doesn't happen? How concerning is it also that, like you said, a young child just wanted to play and maybe misunderstood the...
Sure, and thank you for that. It is important that parents have an open dialogue with their children about these things. And even at 6 years old, you wouldn't think that was too young, but still, you never know, right? And because what do we see on TV? It's everything's a cop show, everything's this, and Detective Brewington mentioned about the shooting zombies. That's the big thing. So yeah, have those discussions, and these aren't toys. We can't reiterate enough, these are not toys to be played with, and they should absolutely be some safety discussion in the home where the child to have access or know that there was one in the residence. So, that open dialogue, and again, prevention beginning at home, I think we can't stress that enough. Anything else?